Some people think that I'm not fit to be a role model for impressionable teenagers.
That is so lame.
Yes, and it's also not relevant to Chapter 24. Get back to the expansion of... Leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a modern example of what was going on in Nazi Germany some 50-odd years ago.
Excuse me, Mr. D.
Now, Laura, it's okay. Just sit down.
No, I will. But first, the cowards who snuck in here and wrote that word on the board should admit it. Yeah, Warner, I'm talking to you. You got something to say?
If they're still believing Greco didn't have a gun, I'll take a lie detector test and prove it. It was a cheap .38. He carried it with him every place. Trevor, you listening to me?
We'll get into this when I know the charges.
They can't really be believing Taylor, can they? Trev, can they?
No, there's something you've got to understand. Officer can and has been convincing, incredibly so.
Morning, gentlemen.
Jack, what do you got?
Well, let me just begin by saying how sorry I am.
That's nice. Begin with the facts. What's the charge, Counselor?
The charge is murder.
Guys, it's a .38 special revolver. It's been missing since December 18th. Louis Greco, do you know anything about... Hey, man. Hey. You're Greco's friend, right?
Yeah. And you're Kiefer's boy.
Look, I need some information about his gun. It's a .38 special revolver.
Rock dead.
Listen, man, this is important.
You want me to do to you what your boy Kiefer did to my friend Louis?
Hey, get out!
No, not until you tell me the truth.
Look, we've got motive, we've got opportunity, and we've got an eyewitness that contradicts your story. I've got no choice, no. I've got to charge you with murder.
He had a gun. He was about to kill me.
There's no gun found at the crime scene.
Somebody stole it.
Well, we searched for it. There was no gun found, and our eyewitness, Officer Cannon, said there was no gun there to start with.
It's your word against hers.
So why take the crazy broad's word over mine?
Let me try to explain something to you. On the one hand, we've got the crazy broad, who is a duly sworn officer and a member of the Pine Valley Police Department. She's an upstanding citizen. She is a credible witness.
And I'm a liar.
On the other hand, we've got you, Noah. We've got your rap sheet, we've got statements and affidavits, all pertaining to the untimely death of one Louis Greco.
Rap sheet be damned, don't make the rest of that paper tell the truth.
Greco had a gun. My client did not.
What am I talking to? The walls? I've got a witness, Trevor.
The witness is psychotic. She asked me to run away with her, leave Julia. I said no. She's spiteful. She's lying.
All right, look. I've heard that story, okay? And I'm well aware of the past relationship between you and Taylor Cannon.
Are you also aware that this search for the missing weapon only lasted a few hours? The police did not do their job. We can prove that.
Trevor, From the bottom of my heart, I welcome you to do that. No, I'm sorry.
He was pointing a 38 at me, Jack. Another second, he would have pulled the trigger. He had a gun.
Well, I guess it comes down to you telling your version and us telling ours. I'm not answering this side.
I'm not looking for trouble. I'm looking for answers.
Your boy Keith roughed me up pretty good. Look, Louis, maybe you need to know how it feels.
Actually, I was the one who pushed Noah off of you, remember?
What you think, Walker? Where should I cut?
Hey, I think we should blow.
Huh? Huh?
I need to know what happened that night.
What's it to you?
The girl that Louis kidnapped, that was my sister.
Kidnapped? Check this out, Walker. Louis headed up to Canada with Keeper's work.
Canada?
A real hot babe.
How'd you know Louis and Julie were going to Canada?
Only Keeper caught up with her, messed him up really bad, and killed him.
So you saw Louis with Julie that night?
I was one of the last to see him alive.
Good. Then I need to know about his gun. The .38 special revolver. Was it on him?
I didn't see any unlawful firearms officers.
Were they in Julia's car?
Hey, enough questions, huh?
No. I know Louis bought a gun on the street after he got out of prison, okay? The guy who stole it to him told me.
I don't think the man heard you, Walker.
Shut him up.
Look, man, you start poking around asking questions, people get nervous. Somebody gets nervous, somebody gets hurt.
Have you spoken to the police yet?
This boy don't learn.
You can't do this to him. You're never going to get away with it.
He did it to himself. And if you don't believe me, you can go down to the police station and read my statement. It's public record. I know what you tried. I tried to get him to turn himself in.
You tried to get him to go to Europe. You tried to get him to run away with you. Don't even try to pretend that you didn't, because I know it.
He told you?
I told everybody. Everybody knows how pathetic and how desperate you are, Taylor.
Well, you know, the sad fact is that no killer on death row is guilty. They would rather slit their own mother's throats than admit that they committed murder in cold blood. Everyone knows that, too.
Noah is no murderer. I know it. You know it.
So what, I would perjure myself? Risk my career? Ruin my clean record? And not to mention, send a man that I loved to jail for, 20 years just for fun?
For revenge.
What, because he chose you over me?
Yes.
You know, this would be very funny if it wasn't so sad. You are the one who makes false statements to the police to try to trap a man, Julia. Does Terrence Fry ring a bell?
You hate me.
I don't even know that you exist. Noah is the one that I care about. But unfortunately, evidence is evidence. If he'd turned himself in when I told him to, he could have at least plea bargained.
No, there is no evidence, Taylor. There's nothing but your lies.
The killing of another with malice aforethought.
There was no murder.
The premeditation factor is irrefutable.
What about Louis' gun?
What gun? They searched a 5-mile radius and none was found.
Noah did not kill Louis in cold blood. You know it. You saw it.
That's right, Julia. I was there. I was the only eyewitness, not you.
Where's that gun, Taylor? Where is it?
You're amazing. You're an even bigger fool than I thought.
All My Children, brought to you by Crisco. Cooks who know trust Crisco.
See me? Is there something wrong?
No, nothing wrong.
No, actually, I have a proposition for you. A job.
An internship program.
Yes, a tempo. Now, your mission, please, should you decide to accept it, would be to rotate amongst the departments, learn the magazine business, upstairs, downstairs, get paid a minimum salary.
You mean a real job?
Part-time real job.
What about school? Can I blow it off?
Don't you want to graduate with your class?
Graduate where? From Oregon? Boarding school? Pine Valley? I don't care if I graduate or not.
But what about college? You want to go to college?
College.
Well, but you're such a bright, talented girl.
Yeah, right. That's why I'm 8 months pregnant.
Tell you what, let me talk to the school, see if we can get some academic credit in exchange for this internship. I'll have Alice set it up. All right, now your first assignment.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Back up. Why are you guys doing this?
Well, I told you, I like the article. I like the way you punched it up. It shows talent, skill, enthusiasm. I thought you'd enjoy it.
Oh, come on. At least be honest, Edmund. The only reason why you're being nice is because you want my baby.
Unbelievable. Every time something rotten happens, she's got to blame me. I didn't do it. Oh, but, you know, don't take my word for it. Why don't you search me for chalk dust?
Oh, come on. You're the only gay hater in this class. You're always going around calling people names, starting fights.
All right, Laura, let's get back to World War.
Look, I did not do that! Sneaking around's not my style. You believe me? Don't you, Mr. D?
Yeah. These words, these hate words, ethnic slurs, began to appear all over the place in Germany. They appeared in paint, they appeared in blood, and they appeared in chalk. Exactly what I'm talking about. They were on synagogues, they were on storefronts. This type of behavior was not only tolerated by Hitler, but encouraged. And he had his elite police force, the SS, carry these actions out. This is ethnic cleansing with the name of the game. Yes, Anita.
I need to apologize for causing this whole mess.
Anita, this is not your fault.
My parents heard Scott and I talking. I didn't say anything, Mr. D. I'm really sorry. I think you're such
Anita,
a...
listen to me. There's nothing to apologize for. None of you have anything to apologize for except for the person that wrote this on the board. And when this subject first came up, remember that I urged you to go home and talk to your parents. Talk to your guidance counselors, your priests, your rabbis. I did not expect you to keep my secret because there is no secret.
So what's going to happen? I mean, some of those people in the library seem pretty upset, Mr. D.
This is a free country. People are going to exercise their freedom of speech, and then hopefully reason will prevail. And the freedom lovers will realize that what Benjamin Franklin said on the day of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776, we all must hang together, or assuredly we will hang separately. That's it. End of speech. Now, back to Allied victory.
Oh, Mr. Breck, tell me, why can't we ask these teachers if they're strange before we hire them?
It isn't fair to not hire somebody because of who they love, Enid.
The government has regulations protecting privacy, Mrs. Nelson.
How would you like it if you applied for a job and they asked you if you were strange?
You'd have to say yes.
Government's supposed to protect decent people, not deviants.
Give the panty waist a pink slip.
Now, look, if Mr. Delaney chooses to live this deviant lifestyle, and he wants to brag about it before innocent children, he can hardly expect special rights.
In the first place, he was not bragging about it. He brought it up in the context of a history lesson. Yeah. And in the second place, what are you talking about special rights? Since when is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness a special right? That's in the Constitution, which protects each of us equally.
Excuse me, Mrs. Dillon. The Founding Fathers certainly never intended that the blessings of liberty should be extended to deviants. Me? How could that be possible? They were God-fearing men. They forged a nation under God. And the Bible is very clear about homosexuals.
St. Paul condemns it in his letters to the Corinthians.
St. Paul condemns women, too. But God loves everybody, even deviants like me.
Stuart, it is not the same thing.
God said, judge not, lest ye be judged.
Jackson, oh, thank heavens you're here. What took you so long?
Why, I came as soon as
Everyone, this, in case you don't know this gentleman, it is Jackson Montgomery, the newly appointed district attorney of our town.
So, you called my office. You said there was some kind of a threat to the
Yes,
students?
indeed. As you know, I am on the Pine Valley School Board. Now,
Yes.
these very fine women and men here and I have learned that there is in the school system a teacher who is a homosexual, and he flaunts his depravity before his classes. And the principal, Mr. Breck, refuses to take action.
Mr. Brack.
I'll let Mrs. Nelson handle this.
So just exactly what kind of action do you think should be taken, Enid?
I should have thought that was obvious. We want Mr. Delaney brought up on charges.
Right. Charges. Has Mr. Delaney committed some kind of a crime? I'm not
Oh,
aware
yes, the crime of being gay.
Of contributing to the delinquency of minors, of his own students.
No, according to Moses, and he got it straight from God. All sodomites should be put to death.
We demand action.
You called my office. You told me there was an emergency, that students were being threatened. Because a history teacher is gay? Mrs. Nelson, you're wasting my time.
Wasting your time. The protection of our children, our most precious resource, from a marauding homosexual
My brother
predator.
is not a marauder.
Wasting your Mr. Jackson Montgomery. You are the district attorney, and it is your duty to keep perverts off our streets and out of our schools.
Common sense says the man is no role model for teenagers.
Really? Michael Delaney is a wonderful history teacher.
Oh, come on.
He's a decorated war veteran. And a very nice man. What kind of a role model are you looking for,
Mr.
exactly?
Montgomery, we're sorry that this had to happen. But even if Mr. Delaney is a nice man, according to our church, homosexuality is a sin, an abomination, and not something we want our daughter exposed to.
Mrs. Santos, Mr. Delaney's sexual preference or whatever has nothing to do with the kind of teacher he is.
Well, we will not allow our daughter to continue in a class that is being taught by someone that goes against God's commandments. Let's go, Isabella.
Excuse me, Mr. Breck. The superintendent's on the phone, wants to speak with you immediately.
Someone had to notify the authorities.
Mrs. Nelson, I have many, many more important things to do than to come down here and watch you star in the latest episode of The Perils of Pine Valley. So if you will excuse me. Laurel, if you need anything, I'll be at my office.
All I can say is thy will be done.
Half of the 50 million people that died in World War II were non-combatants. They died by bombs being dropped on their cities, starvation, enslavement, massacre.
Excuse us, please. Anita.
What are you doing here?
Okay, we'll discuss it in the car. Then, Dad.
What, are you taking me out of school?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Why, because Mr. D's gay?
Now, Anita, get your books, huh?
How can you be so narrow-minded and cruel?
Anita!
I don't care what he says. I'm not leaving.
Get Julia on the stand. I'll get her to testify regarding a relationship with Greco. I got rape, I got drugs, I got kidnapping, I got attempted murder, which gives me just cause, self-defense.
I don't want Julia going through any of that again.
No.
You don't understand. Let's just try to follow me here, Trevor. My father died, all right? My mother ran away when I was a kid. I got sent up for juvenile detention. My sister disappeared. The only person I had close to me was my cousin. Tony. And he got shot by a cop. I was angry all the time. I didn't want nothing but to be left alone, wait for the Almighty to pull my card. In walks this Julia person. Trevor, everything changed. She's the only good thing that ever happened to me. Truth? I wanted to kill Louis Greco for every vile thing he'd ever done to her. I want to make good and sure he'd never hurt her again.
But you didn't. There was that moment, that chance. But something stopped you.
Yeah.
A little while ago, a couple of months, I caught a woman, Janet Green, lurking outside my house, spying on my kid. She was about to snatch her away. Next thing I knew, I had her locked up tight in a meat locker.
You took her prisoner?
I played with her. I put a gun to her head. I told her how I was going to snuff her out. I was ready to pull the trigger, but I didn't.
What stopped you?
I don't know. Guardian angel, maybe. Maybe my wife, my kid, I don't know, this army buddy who made me realize I had a conscience. I was a man of honor. I'm not an animal.
Yeah. And I'm not an animal either, Trev. But if Taylor don't stop lying, I can spend the rest of my life in a cage, couldn't I?
I will do everything legally and humanly possible to keep that from happening.
One of the many differences between us, Taylor, is that I admit the mistakes that I've made in the past. You don't.
I admit I've made plenty of mistakes. But the real difference is no one has ever smashed another man's brains out because of me. Are you proud of that? You know, when Noah was with me, he never hurt anyone except me. He was always a loving and caring and decent man. And now look what he's turned into thanks to you.
You're lying.
I was there. I saw him kill Louis. That's what you've turned him into. Yes, you. Frail little lovesick Julia. You're a brainless fool.
You can call me all the names you like, Taylor. It's not going to change the fact that you are a liar.
You don't even know the score.
You'll never understand the kind of love that Noah and I share.
He's only using you, you know. And of course, you're playing right into his hands.
You're sick.
Not as sick as you're going to be. Coming home to an empty bed, night after night. Knowing that you've lost the one thing that you ever really loved. The one thing that you lived for. I can't wait for you to know how that feels. Stay tuned. All My Children will return here on ABC.
No, don't believe her. She filed a false statement because Noah would run away with her.
Okay, come on, let's get out of here.
No, I'm going to make her tell the truth.
I don't know how many more ways I can say this. There was no gun. Look, if there was, I would have said so. I loved him too, Julia. If I could save him, I would.
Don't fall for this.
Come on.
If you ever loved him, don't do this. Don't make him pay with his life for not loving you.
We're going home. Come on.
I'm sorry. Not home. Jail. I'll send Noah your best.
I'm sorry, too.
Yes, Jet Montgomery, please. Taylor came.
Taylor, what is it?
Hi, Jack. I just wanted you to know, those second thoughts I was having about testifying against Noah, you can forget them. You have my full cooperation.
We're not just being nice to you because we want your baby. Edmund obviously thinks you're very talented, or he would never have even suggested the internship program.
I've already proved where my talent lies, and it's not between my ears.
Oh, Kelsey, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. Yes, you made a life-changing error in judgment, but it turned out to be a blessing for us. And I think for you in the long run, because you made your decision based on what's best for the baby. You are a very generous and giving young woman. And we're really grateful.
She lays it on a little thick, but she's right.
You guys are too good to be true.
Hey,
Hi.
we're all set. Kelsey, hi. Listen, you can start today. You just have to see Ann in personnel.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm not interested.
Kelsey, listen. I read the changes in the article that Edmund gave you, and I agree with him.
Look, I said I don't want it, okay? Just give it to somebody else.
Okay. Fine. Honey, let me buy you a cup of coffee. Excuse us.
Well, deep. You remind me of someone.
Spare me.
Teenage girl. Rebellious, stubborn, and very often her own worst enemy.
Let me guess. You, when you were my age, right? Give me a break.
Anita, you will come with us now.
No, I won't. You taught her this. She never defied her father before.
He's wrong. You're both wrong. Mama, please, Mommy, please try to understand.
Not now. Ahora no, mi amor.
I thought it was weird at first, and I had to think about it and ask myself why. And the answer is because you taught me this. That gay people are bad, and they're not.
Anita, that's enough.
Hating people because they're different from you is wrong. It's discrimination. And when you tell other people to hate along with you, you just end up hurting everyone. Look what hate does.
You leave a word like that for your students to study?
I can't. No, I won't pretend that hatred and bigotry don't exist. They do.
Anita, come. Come before I have to drag you out.
Please, Anita, at this point, I think you should respect your parents' wishes. But they want what's right for you.
We want to have her transferred to another history class until this whole thing is resolved.
I'm so sorry.
Come, Anita.
Do you want me to take over?
No, I'm fine. Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Allied forces occupied Japan and Germany. From there, they had to try and pick up the pieces.
I thought that she would jump at the chance. An internship at Temple is nothing to sneeze at.
Maybe she's just scared.
Of hard work. She stayed up all night writing the article. I just thought that she
she had finally found something that she was really interested in, and everybody needs to have a passion and a goal, and I really think that she would be happier if she found one.
Can't change her, honey.
No, but we can't not worry either. Our lives are tangled. I just think for her sake, we have to worry.
Okay. What are we worried about?
Her. What if she has this baby and she feels like part of her's missing? And she feels empty or something. You know, I just think that if she had a job that she really loved and had a future...
She'd stay out of our hair and out of our babies?
No, I mean, I didn't mean it that way.
That's kind of what it boils down to, doesn't it? And if she's got a job and she's happy and busy in her life, she won't be popping into ours or the babies.
Do you think I upset her?
I think Kelsey's upset at the situation and she has a hard time expressing that.
So I owe her an apology then.
No. You're not guilty of anything but being human. Look, we both want to do what's right for everybody, including Kelsey. No apologies required.
I've got to get back to the hospital. Oh, honey, tell me everything's okay.
Everything's okay.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay. I love you.
Brooke, thanks for being nice, but you don't have to dream up some job just so that Edmund and Maria will still have a baby. I'm not going to change my mind.
I'm not. It's not the reason I'm offering you this internship. And even if it were, what difference would it make to you? Why don't you just take the opportunity and see where it leads?
Because I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me.
It's not about feeling sorry for you. It's not pity. I mean, Edmund thinks that you have a spark, that you have a gift. And he is not faking it. It's impossible for him to do that. I've known him for a long time, Kelsey. He's honestly impressed. He thinks you're very good. He believes in you. You know, and for someone like Edmund Gray to believe in you, it's a pretty wonderful thing.
Ray had to go to the hospital, but she hopes, and I hope, we didn't upset you.
Edmund, I'm the one that should apologize to you.
The celebration of victory after World War II didn't last long. The big three, the United States, the Soviet Union, and Great Britain were all poised on the brink of what is known as the Cold War. All right, that's it. Listen, homework assignments on the board. Next week, we have post-war economy, okay? So be prepared. Quiz alert. Just letting you guys know. All right? Goodbye. Go on, get out of here. All right, you guys, knock it off. Thanks a lot. Thanks, appreciate it. Now get to class before you're late for your next one.
I just want you to know that I'm on your side.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, Mr. D. Good luck.
Thanks.
Mr. Delaney, I wanted to tell you I didn't write that word on the board.
I didn't think you did.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm starting to realize that this is the day that I am never going to forget.
Hi. We brought sustenance. Coffee and donuts. Hey.
Oh, thanks.
This is your free period, right?
Yeah, thanks.
We just saw Anita Santos leaving with her parents. She was crying.
Yeah, they're having her transferred to another class.
What went on in there after we left?
More of the same. But on the good side, the principal, Mr. Breck, is really solidly behind you.
Yeah, he's a good man.
With any luck, this will all blow over.
What's the matter, Keeper? Scared all the courage out of you? You gutless joke. You know, Julia needs a real man to get her going. And you ain't yet.
Taylor? Taylor?
Like a spoiled brat, like you were insulting me instead of making another generous offer. I'm sorry.
No apologies, Culver. But thank you for being gracious.
I should have my head examined. I mean, there you are offering me something really great on a silver platter, and I turn my nose up on it. Hormones. Is the offer still open?
Want the job, Kelsey? It's yours.
Laura's right. This whole thing's going to blow over.
Oh, there's bound to be something we can laugh at about this.
Well, Enid Nelson's pretty laughable.
Well, in a scary kind of way, you know. I can't help but feel sorry for her.
Michael. Oh, hello, everybody. Michael, I wonder if I could have a word with you alone.
Oh, sure.
No, don't go. Anything you need to say to me can be said in front of my friends. Please stay.
Mrs. Nelson calls Superintendent Perkins. I just got off the phone with the superintendent. I'm sorry, Michael. You're suspended until this situation is resolved.
Noah.
Where you been?
Taylor won't admit she's lying. She's spewing nothing but garbage through those fangs of hers, and I'm going to prove it.
What the hell are you doing?
On today's Oprah, did you ever have a stranger do something nice for you for no reason? Feel good today with Oprah as you see some of the remarkable things strangers do for other people. See how you can give the gift of an old coat to a stranger who needs your help today. Oprah, today at 4 on Channel 5.